Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, depending on where you are in the world. We'd like to present to you two articles of interest. Before I do that, I would like to let you know that this is for review, informational and educational purposes. It is not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is Car Scoops, story by Stephen Rivers. And before I start the review, would like to welcome all the people on Facebook Live. I hope you enjoy it and you find some value in these articles to be up to date with the news. And let's continue. The headline reads Subaru pulls Canadian production from US as Trump's tariffs deal a heavy blow. Amazing. And ahead of you have such a vehicle. This is the Subaru Forester. And you have the Canadian flag in the background. Caption reads Subaru pulls Canadian production from US as Trump tariffs deal a heavy blow. Well, there's one solution to that, which is basically what you can do is you can just move your production to the US and then you won't have to pay any tariffs, right? Because it's already there, right? Anyway, just my opinion. You can come to your own conclusion about what you think is the solution. Here are some main points I would mention for the article here. Subaru is shuffling Canadian market production to Japan to avoid costly American tariffs. The move comes as Subaru works to minimize pressure caused by new international tariffs. Many automakers are scrambling to find ways to manage the escalating global tariff war. Trade wars have a funny way of boomeranging back onto the people who start them. And the latest tariff saga between the US and Canada is already rewriting the automotive map. The impact is some serious logistical acrobatics just to keep costs under control. So it's a complex issue because the fact is, U.S. wants to do what's in their best interest. Canada wants to do in their best interest, and of course, Japan, the Japanese company Subaru, also wants to do what's in their best interest. But let's continue on. In 2024, Subaru sold 68,043 cars in Canada, with 26% of them, 17,700 vehicles, coming from the USA. Thanks to Donald Trump's new round of tariff games, Canada now imposes a 25% tax on cars built south of the border. In response, Subaru is shifting production for Canadian-born models out of the U.S. to save itself from some cash. Some cash. It'll just end up costing America millions. By the time the 2026 model year begins for Subaru, it'll produce just 10% of its Canadian-bound cars or Canada-bound cars in the U.S. Quote, with that, we can minimize the impact of a counter surtax. Says Tomohiro Kubota, is a Subaru Canada CEO who spoke to Auto News Canada. For now, production of the production of the Outback for the Canadian market will continue in Lafayette, Indiana. I believe that's Indiana. IND is abbreviation for Indiana. That will shift to Japan in the near future. And ahead of you is a picture of this car with some other people lined up, and the speaker here. Notice it says, "Welcome to Subaru Assembly." Let's continue reading. A caption reads, Subaru pulls Canadian production from USA as Trump's tariffs deal a heavy blow. When that happens, the plant in Indiana will retool to begin building the Forester, Subaru's second most popular in Canada after the Outback, which remains unclear to whether these Indiana-built Foresters will be exported to Canada, or if Subaru will instead lean on existing Japanese factories, which have already produced the Forester for other global markets. And a related video we have here, and I'll pause it. Oops. I wanted to play a commercial. Related video, tariffs will most likely increase the cost of cars as per WXIA-TV Atlanta. That's the call letters. And, well, let's skip that now. That's just a commercial. Well, I can just show you the beginning of what it looks like, and then I'll. Okay, let's pause that. I would like to let you know that this will be available on my Rumble channel. So what you'll need to do is in the YouTube comment section, you'll see the name of my Rumble channel and the link to my Rumble channel. Then what you'll do is you'll go to my Rumble channel, click on the link that's in the comment section, and you'll be able to go to this website and see this video accordingly. This looks like it's only 14 seconds, but just to let you know, it's not. YouTube does actually block links to articles, even if it ironically does link back to, like, such as if it's an embedded video like it is here, to that points back to YouTube. So it is what it is. So let's continue on. Notably, Subaru is one of the few legacy automakers that doesn't have any production facilities in Canada. Up until now, it has rallied on the USMCA agreement, which Donald Trump negotiated for the first time he was in office. With that agreement now effectively undermined by new tariffs, Subaru is changing its playbook. Subaru isn't alone in trying to come up with creative ways to sidestep tariffs. Canada as a whole is considering opening up its regulation to allow more automakers to import cars from nations outside the USA. Volvo laid off hundreds of workers in the US, and other automakers are freezing imports to the nation. Where the whole situation ends up is for debate. What's not in question is that in the end, the industry is going to look very different and not necessarily better. Excuse me. That, of course, is according to the author. And ahead of you is a picture of these cars here. And the caption reads, Subaru pulls Canadian production from USA as Trump tariffs feel a heavy blow. So what do you think of that article? Do you agree with their conclusion? Well, let's go to our second article. And as usual, I would like to let you know that this is for review, informational and educational purposes. It is not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. Excuse me. My purpose here is only for review, information, educational purposes. I'm giving full credit to the publisher, which in this case is the Register, and the story by Brandon Vigilario. I pronounced his name right. Maybe I didn't. But anyway, the headline reads, Duolingo jumps aboard its AI first train and will phase out contractors. In the picture in front of you is a picture of this train and the train tracks and around it as well. Very colorful. Caption reads, Duolingo jumps aboard the AI first train, will phase out contractors. Louis Von On says small quantity hits a price worth paying to ride the wave. Duolingo has become the latest tech outfit to attempt to declare itself AI first, with CEO Louis Von On telling staff the biz hopes to gradually phase out contractors for work neural networks can take over. In the letter, which Duolingo shared on LinkedIn, Von On told employees the language learning outfit would gradually stop contractors to do work AI can handle, warning that its, quote, small hits on quality were an acceptable price to pay for moving quickly in the AI's arms race. The first time Pittsburgh-based Biz has begun cutting contractors in favor of AI has started shedding content creation roles last year, a move Von On referenced in his latest letter. I should tell you guys that this is a growing trend, because what happens is it's a lot cheaper to pay for the software and pay for any sort of related overhead when it comes to, like, let's say, buying a computer, the software, and any server storage, and also and then whatever is for utilities. That's a lot less than if you hire somebody. And besides, this can work 24 hours a day. So that's the other thing. So let's continue on. The CEO didn't explain in the letter which teams or projects would be affected by this latest round of replacing contractors with AI, and Duolingo didn't respond to questions for this story. In addition to the contractor cuts, Duolingo said it was going to begin evaluating AI used for hiring and employee performance reviews. The letter also explained that the new rules would be approved if a team can prove that the work couldn't be automated. In a nod to a similar policy announced by Shopify's CEO, and the initiatives would be forthcoming to, quote, fundamentally change, unquote, how, quote, most functions, unquote, at the company work. As Duolingo echoed last year was reported to its contract reduction in favor of AI, the outfit maintains it's doing for the benefit, it's doing maintain that it's doing so for the benefit of the employees. In a related video entitled Former Google CEO Predicts AI Will Replace Most Programmers in a Year, as per Straight Arrow News, I'm going to pause the video. This will be available on my Rumble channel, but on YouTube, as YouTube does not allow links to the articles, even if it does have an embedded video that originates from YouTube. So what you'll need to do is go to inside of your YouTube comments section. You can either go to Rumble, put in the name of my channel, search for it, and go to it that way, and you'll have my video front loaded at the top. Or you can actually just click on the link that's in the YouTube comments section and go to my channel, and then you'll be able to go to that video, and then you just click on the link and to this article. Excuse me, and you'll be able to see it. Keep in mind also I'll have this in the Facebook Lives section as well. So keep in mind about that. This isn't about replacing duels with AI, Von On said. It's about removing bottlenecks so it can do more. We want you to focus on creative work and real problems, not repetitive tasks, unquote. The letter also states the language learning firm is embracing AI the same way it embraced a mobile-first approach more than a decade ago, a move that Von On has pivotal to the language learning output success. Quote, betting on the mobile made all the difference, Von On explained in a letter. Quote, we're making a similar call now, and the time the platform shift is AI, unquote. The Duolingo chief further explained he didn't consider AI to be, quote, just a productivity boost, unquote, but to be a whole new way of doing business. That means the company will need to think, that is, to rethink much of how its systems are structured, not just to integrate AI into existing processes. Quote, in many cases, we'll need to start from scratch, unquote, Von On explained. You know that some elements of the transformation will take time, but stressed that Duolingo wasn't going to wait for AI to be perfect before jumping in. That's a good point, because the mistake people make is they try to be perfect, but you're not going to be perfect, so it's a pointless endeavor. And besides, what you're trying to do is just get it out there, because you have the service that people want. You just need to put it out there, and people will work with what you have, not, well, it needs to be perfect. No, it doesn't need to be perfect, and it's not going to be perfect. So don't worry about being perfect, just worry about getting it out there. But anyway, let's get back to the article. Quote, we'd rather move with urgency and take occasional small hits on quality than move slowly and miss the moment, unquote, Von On noted. Whether AI will have the massive success that Duolingo expects it to bring the company is questionable. A recent paper found that AI has minimal impact on jobs or wages, suggesting that the massive AI investments aren't having the economic impact that companies have expected. One finding from their research was that the actual time savings from AI tools are far smaller than expected, with users reporting only a 2.8% reduction in work hours, raising the question of whether Duolingo is ultimately wasting its employees' time by pressuring them to adopt a tool with real-world evidence of its promised benefits. That will do it for our second article. Before I conclude the review, I would like to ask your opinion about the two articles. The first one, namely, is Subaru pulls Canadian production from US as Trump's tariffs, that is, deal a heavy blow. And for the second one, Duolingo jumps aboard its AI first train and will phase out contractors. What do you think of these two articles? Are they interesting? Are they relevant to your life? Do they provide enough information to have a basic or sufficient understanding of the article and the information presented in the article? You're welcome to give your opinion in the comments below, but I do ask that you, one, keep it relevant, and two, keep it civil, as we're only trying to contribute something positive to this experience, and also the fact that we're trying to grow the audience as providing the maximum value and what people can mostly use. So, with that said, I'd like to thank, first of all, the people watching this on Facebook Live. I do appreciate it. In addition to that, all the people recording, watching the recorded version on Facebook Live, what I'd like you to do is please click the thumbs up on the video. That way more people can see that it was of value and other people would be able to watch it and benefit from it. Follow people and watch the recorded version not only on YouTube, but also Rumble and Dailymotion. What I'd like you to do is please click like on the video. That way you'll be pushed through the algorithm and more people would be able to view it and enjoy it. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. That way I'll have access to all the content on my channel, as I certainly do have a wide range of content on my channels here. Pretty much you're just synced across those channels there, which is YouTube, Rumble, and Dailymotion. And what I have is I have product and gaming reviews. So if you are a bona fide company that has a quality product, especially if it's sourced in the US, I would like to welcome you to contact me about doing a review for you. And if I find that the product is at the standard that you mentioned, I'd be happy to do a review for you that gives you some positive publicity. But also, anyway, also I do gaming reviews, which is gaming guides, such as like walkthroughs on dungeons and also character guides as well. In addition to that, I also do course reviews. So I'll do uh, like what the main points, what you should learn, or what I learned from the course. And the overview part, which is a separate video, would be my conclusion of the course, based upon points I would mention, whether it's worthwhile to buy, worthwhile to study, etc. And then finally, I'm doing AI generated content. So I'm going to be kind of working on fan fiction right now, but I'm also working in collaboration with the AI engine. So to do all types of genre, from fantasy to science fiction to action adventure and also mystery. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to have it on my other groups. Once it's ready, I'll give a link to my other Facebook group where I have that specifically. But what I have on this is just actually general content that is related to what I just mentioned, for product and gaming review, etc. So I'd like to wish you a great day wherever you are in the world. By the way, don't forget to click the bell button. Okay, that way you'll be notified of all my future videos. That way, when a new video of mine comes out, you won't miss it because you'll be notified accordingly. So take care wherever you are in the world. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.